Creativity is a source of meaning and pleasure in our lives. We all appreciate and are supported by the results of creative activity. And when being creative, it feels like our lives are enriched and productive. Creativity is the ability to produce outcomes that are novel and valuable. The criteria of being novel implies something new, something unusual, something unfamiliar, not just repeating things that have happened before. As a result, many techniques for promoting creativity emphasize thinking outside the box. However, novelty itself is not sufficient. Otherwise, any random outcome might be considered creative. Creative outcomes should not simply be different, but innovative. Creative ideas or products also need to be useful, to have some value. That value may be located in functionality and usefulness, or it might be derived from elegance and beauty. Underscoring the importance of the latter, the designer Paul Rand is reported to have said that, without aesthetic, design is either the humdrum repetition of familiar cliches or a wild scramble for novelty. The role of judgment in determining whether or not things are creative is an important consideration. Creativity is, in many ways, a social construct. And whilst we make our own judgments about how creative someone is or how creative some outcome is, it's usually the society or perhaps experts in the field that ultimately determine the value of a new work. The psychologist Csikszentmihalyi was an important advocate about the importance of social context on creative potential. Another social aspect of creativity is that people are supported in creative practices by the context they are in. Communities that value creativity foster creativity. Being stimulated by other ideas and examples of creativity enhances your own creativity. Realizing the value of creative ideas usually requires external assistance and personal persistence. The psychologist Margaret Bowden is well known for articulating three different types of creativity: combinatorial, exploratory, and transformational. Combinatorial creativity occurs when you bring two existing things together to produce a new hybrid outcome. Things are combined in a way which is somehow interesting and novel and that hasn't been done before. That's one path to creativity. When working this way, you might stimulate creativity by considering how random elements might come together to suggest novel approaches. Exploratory creativity involves examining a solution space for new possibilities. A solution space is an imaginary world of all possible options for addressing a problem. The space has many dimensions: materials, techniques, forms, behaviours, appearance, structure, and so on. When working this way, continue to search for possible solutions by moving from one solution to a related solution, hopefully arriving at the most elegant and best outcome. Transformational creativity involves starting with an existing solution and exploring variations of it that might lead to improvements. So in this process, you might use to build a better mousetrap. You might transform an existing design or a process in some way in order to improve it or to create some benefit that wasn't there before. Maybe the transformation makes it look nicer. Maybe it functions better. Or maybe it's more sustainable. When working this way, you evolve ideas. Sometimes the new ideas are closely related to the original, and sometimes entirely new solutions present themselves. There are many suggested methods for stimulating creativity. Some of the more prominent include these: working on tasks and problems that you are passionate about, changing your surroundings and social context to be more stimulating and encouraging, introducing unexpected stimulus to think out of the box or off the beaten track, accepting that genuine creative accomplishment is never a result of sudden insight, but usually comes after years of hard work.